Hey there, what's up everybody? Welcome to the Programming Jungle, and in this part 4 of our programming tutorial series for beginners, we will talk about strings and string formatting. So by now you already know strings are what? Strings are something that can be used to store some text using inverted commas. So we can use either double quotes or we can also use single quotes to store a string. Now there are some subtleties like where you should use double quotes and single quotes. Like you can use wherever, but if you want to use a double quote inside your string, then you must use single quotes outside your string. Suppose I have something like I want to have something like he quoted. Now here my strings are enclosed by double quotes and I have two double quotes inside my string also. So now from highlighting you can also see that this is creating a problem here. If we try to run this code, I have saved the file as tutorial 4. So you see here we have an invalid syntax. To overcome that syntax, we can basically convert the enclosing quotes into single quotes, and now we will be able to run this properly, and you can also see that highlighting got changed here. Okay, so I forgot to print it. Let me just print it. So here we have he quoted life is awesome, and suppose we want to do something like we want to use a single quote inside our string. Like if we want to have now you see we already can see this pink line. This is symbolizing an error because we have enclosed it with single quotes and we have also used single quotes within it. So what's basically happening over here is Python has considered Hayward as one string because it has found enclosing single quotes here, and that's why it's considering this as one string, and now this quote does not have any of the corresponding quote to close itself, and that's why we are facing this issue. To overcome that issue, we can simply use double quotes to enclose our strings, and you see the highlighting got correct, and if we try to print it now, Hayward's have got printed on the screen. So that was the thing, like if you want to use a single quote inside, then you must enclose with double quotes, and if you want to use double quotes inside your string, then you must enclose the whole string with single quotes. Now that this is done, there is a concept of multi-line strings in Python also. So for that you have to use a triple quotes. You can use either single quotes or double quotes, but they should be 3 in number, both at the starting and the end. And you can write something like, so I am writing brace yourself as this is jungle. So if we try to print this, so we can remove this extra line here, save the file and run it. So you see we got these as 3 separate lines over here, and if you want to remove these white spaces, what we can do is basically we can start with the same line as we have in the 3 quotes and just remove this also, and if we run it, you see the white spaces have gone from this side. So this is the concept of multi-line strings. Now just for demonstration purpose, if you want, we can also use it triple double quotes over here. Just run it. So it's working fine. You can see the output here. Okay, so now we talk about string concatenation and string multiplication. So I've already mentioned in my previous videos what is string concatenation. So you can basically use plus operator to kind of add 2 strings together and they will get appended to each other. And if we want to print s and go and run it, so you see here and it got printed on the screen. So basically plus operator is appending everything, and if I want to write Bob here, this works fine. Okay, let me just clear the screen. And one more thing here is that you can also use a multiplication operator with strings, that is known as string multiplication. Suppose I want to repeat this string 8 number of times, then I can just simply use hey star 8, and then what you get is something like this. So hey got printed 8 times together. So this is known as string multiplication, and you can basically use this to create some beautiful patterns. And this will be your next exercise. So the one you see here, you have to print this pattern on the terminal using string concatenation and multiplication. I've already coded it and can show you the demonstration for it. So you see, you should get something like this. You have to use string concatenation and string multiplication for this. So hit pause, take some time and try to think how you can achieve the same results, and I have did over here, and then I will tell you the solution. So just hit pause. Okay, so now I think that you must have tried it by now. So the thing is, so there will be, let's directly go to print and let's break this into steps. So first there is 1 star, and then there are 3 stars, so I can just simply multiply it by 3. Then there are 5 stars, and then there are 7 stars. Okay, so we will get, so wait, let me just show you after completing this. So then we again have 3 stars, then we have a single star. So this will be 3. So now if I run this, you will see what we get here. So we got, so this will be 3. So we got something like this, and now what we want to do is we want to add these spaces over here. So how many spaces are these? So we can just compare it and we can see, because this falls in same vertical line as this, so there will be 3 vertical spaces over here. So we have to basically do something like we add a space and then we multiply that space with 3 and concatenate it to the star. And here we have a single space, so we have 2 spaces actually. If you see here, we have 2 spaces, so we just concatenate with 2 and make the operation. Here we have a single space and we do something like this, and we use a concatenation operator and we just copy paste it over here, everything, and this one also. We save the file and then we run it. So you see, now we have got the desired output that we wanted. So this was the solution for this exercise. Let me just comment this code. So now we will talk about string formatting. Suppose I have 3 people, so like name them first Alice, second Bob, third Charlie, and I want to write something like, let's say I want to write he met first, then I add a comma here, then I do second, so he met Alice, Bob, and so I have to write and here, third. So I'm seeing this line over here because of this extra. Now I print this and check the output. First is not defined. I misspelled the variable. Let me clear the screen first. Okay. So you see, he met Alice, Bob, and Charlie, and now we forgot here to add a space bar. Okay. So now this should run fine. And you see, like if these things get starting bigger, like I have to take care of space, comma, and everything over here, and I have to do lot of plus operations. So with lots and lots of, suppose we have some more inputs over here, then this concatenation way of doing things get really messy. So we have a concept of using string formatting in Python. So that actually simplifies our life a lot. So let me first show you how it's done. So suppose I want to write he met Alice, Bob and Charlie. I will simply do he met, then I use some braces, comma, and simply do format. This is a function and it takes argument as first, second, third. So you see, so this just simplifies the string a lot. And let's see the output first before we go any deeper. So you see, we got the same output that we had earlier, but with such a small string and easily manageable string. You can just simply change variables over here, and this simplifies it a lot. So basically what we have here is format function. What it does is it inserts positional arguments inside these. So first argument gets the value from this here, and this braces gets the argument from here, and this third brace gets the argument from third that we pass over here. Now if we want to do something crazy, we can also do something like 210 here, and you will see what happens now. So you see the order got changed, and so what we have over here is, so these arguments that we see here, so this is represented by a 0, this is represented by a 1, and this is represented by a 2. So this is indexing, you can say. So this is 0th index, this is the first index, and this is the second index. And when we write 2 over here, we mean that we need the variable at position 2 over here, we need the variable at position 1 over here, and we need the value at position 0 over here. So first will be matched to this, second will be matched over here, and third will be matched to 2. And that's why we have got the response as Charlie, this is the third variable that goes here, Bob, which is the second variable, and if we want to, we can also do 0 over here and 1 over here. And if we run the code, you will see Charlie got first because it's still like the third argument that we are passing, and it's indexed at 2 because indexing starts from 0, and 0th is the first over here, and that's why we have Alice as the second one. Okay. So now that we have seen this, Python has another concept of f strings. So f strings are really powerful feature that Python brought, and this is the recommended way of doing these kind of string formatting. So you just directly can, inside the curly braces, write the variable name like first, and third, and when you print it, so let me comment this one. When you print this, you see the same result, Alice, Bob and Charlie. So this is, I think, the most cleanest format, so because you don't have to write this format and these numbers at all. You can just directly insert your variables wherever you want them to be. So this is a great approach to like string formatting, and just note that you have to write this f over here. This is the representation that it's an f string. So you can use f strings with single quotes, double quotes, or you can also use f strings with triple quotes. Another great thing that we achieve with f strings is that you don't need to just insert variables over here. You can also add expressions to it. So suppose we will come to what is upper in the next video. It's a string method that converts the string to all uppercases. So if we print it, we can see he met Alice, Bob and Charlie with Alice in all caps. So what these braces allow us is to write expressions inside our string. So we can basically directly use this, or if we want something like, if we want to do 1 plus 1 plus 2. So earlier we see that strings cannot be concatenated with integers, but now if we use expressions inside of it using f strings, we can directly print and see the result. He met 4 because this expression got evaluated first and then its value was used. And here you don't have to do any type conversions, as we saw in last video that you have to convert into string. So that's what make f strings more powerful, and you can do similar expression kind of stuff over here also in format also, but this is just a cleaner syntax. So now that we have done this, time for your second exercise. So your second exercise is, so you have to ask someone his name, color and favorite sport and then print them together. So I will show you what is the expected output over here. So let me clear the screen first. So I have already coded it, and so let me show you what should be the output. So you have to ask the name, like I name him Andy, and what's your favorite color, let's say red, and what's your favorite sport, let's say hockey. And output should be something like, hi Andy, your favorite color is red and you like playing hockey. So basically you have to write 3 questions, and note, whatever name you write over here, it should be asked in the second question that you are asking. Okay, so just hit pause and try this for a while. I am leaving this output open over here so that you can reference it and just try it. Okay, so by now I think you should have tried it. So let me just resize it a little bit so that I can see the output properly, and let's try doing it. So the first thing is we have to take the input with the prompt, what's your name. So we do, let's say name is equals to input, and since we want this single comma over here, we will have to enclose our string within double quotes. So we do that. It's your name, and we leave a space over there. And then the second thing is, once we have got a name, we will insert the name over here, and I will use f string for that purpose. So second thing is color. Color is equals to input, and then I use a f string. Then I do hi name, what is your favorite color, and I use a and leave a space. And then the third thing is, what is your favorite sport, input. Then here we don't need any f strings. I will just copy paste it to speed things up. So now we have all these 3 variables, and leave a space over here. So now you can see we want to print 3 lines. So instead of using 3 prints, we can directly use multi-line strings. So let me say my output as out, and then I will use 3 strings, 3 commas, and then we write hi name, your favorite color is color, and you like playing sport. So now we have it, we print it. So this should ideally give an error. People just try to find out what will the error. So let me run my tutorial file. So let's say A, B, C. So you see this does not give an error, but this does not give us the correct answer either. So name, color and sport here are not taken as f strings. Do you know why? Because we forgot to add an f over here. So now when we add an f over here, these names will be taken from these variables that we stored earlier. So now let's try on a real example. Andy, red, hockey. So you see we got what we wanted, and this is how you have to perform this exercise. And suppose at any time we want to add any expressions over here, we can do simply inside our curly braces, and like one, let's say, and so you see this got capitalized. And this is what we have for this video. I will paste this file with proper formatting and proper documentation on my GitHub link, which is in the description box below. And so be sure to check it out for any reference material, and this should be it. In the next video we will talk about string methods, as I have already mentioned, so be sure to check that out also, and hit subscribe and like if you haven't already. So yeah, bye.